Many kinds of tests can be used to help select qualified employees. Selection tests must be evaluated extensively before being utilized for hiring decisions. The development of test items should be linked through thorough job analysis. Selection tests are defined as procedures for determining job suitability. This is accomplished by examining knowledge, skills, and abilities of applicants. Tests that assess an individual's ability to perform in a specific manner are grouped as ability tests. These are sometimes further categorized into aptitude tests and achievement tests. Aptitude tests attempt to measure potential, while achievement tests attempt to measure demonstrated skill or competence. Cognitive ability tests measure an individual's thinking, memory, reasoning, verbal, or mathematical abilities. General mental ability testing is well established as a valid predictor for many jobs, but since some minority groups tend to score lower on such exams, there's considerable controversy over whether such tests ought to be used. When these tests are used, the case for business necessity must be made, and the instrument should be validated for the organization using it. If a company can find a better way of assessing candidates than using a cognitive ability test, it may avoid problems of disparate impact. Physical ability tests measure an individual's physical abilities such as strength, endurance, and muscular movement. Physical ability tests that assess muscular strength and endurance are likely to result in disparate impact against female applicants. But business necessity makes it acceptable to use such tests when they reflect essential job duties and requirements. Various skills-based tests can be used, including psychomotor tests, which measure a person's dexterity, hand-eye coordination, arm-hand steadiness, and other factors. Many organizations use situational tests or work sample tests, which require an applicant to perform a simulated task that is a specified part of a target job. Requiring an applicant for an administrative assistance job to type a business letter as quickly as possible would be one such task. Work samples are among the most valid and appropriate tests because they're highly relevant and job-related. Situational judgment tests are designed to measure a person's judgment in work settings. The candidate is given a scenario and a list of possible solutions to the problem and is required to make judgments about how to deal with the situation. An assessment center is not a place, but a selection process composed of a series of evaluative tests during which candidates are assessed by multiple raters. In one assessment center, candidates go through a comprehensive interview, a pencil and paper test, individual and group simulations, and work exercises. Individual performance is then evaluated by a panel of trained raters. The tests and exercises in an assessment center must reflect the content of the job for which individuals are being screened and the types of problems faced in that job. Personality is a unique blend of individual characteristics that can affect how people interact with their work environment. The most widely and accepted approach to studying personality traits is the Big Five personality framework. The Big Five traits are generally considered to be useful predictors of various types of job performance in different occupations. Emotional intelligence reflects the soft skills that are critical for establishing good working relationships within a work unit and organization. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize our own feelings and the feelings of others and to effectively manage our own and others' emotions. As organizations use more teams and collaborative methods to accomplish tasks, selecting individuals who are aware of emotions in the workplace becomes more important. In particular, leaders who have a high level of emotional intelligence perform better and achieve superior outcomes than leaders with less of this competence. Companies use different tests to assess the honesty and integrity of applicants and employees to prevent hiring dishonest employees, to reduce the frequency of lying and theft on the job, to communicate to applicants and employees alike that dishonesty will not be tolerated, and to reduce accidents. If used properly, honesty and integrity tests can be a valid and broad screening device for organizations. Research also indicates that even though honesty tests can be expensive to administer, they may reduce workers' compensation claims and save the organization money. However, these instruments have limitations. For instance, socially desirable responses are a key concern, and some questions can be considered overly invasive, insulting, and not job-related. The polygraph, more generally and incorrectly referred to as a lie detector, is a mechanical device that measures a person's skin response, heart rate, and breathing rate. The idea behind the polygraph is that if a person answers a question deliberately incorrectly, the body's responses will reveal the falsification through the recording mechanisms of the polygraph. As a result of concerns about polygraph validity, Congress passed the Employee Polygraph Protection Act, which prohibits most private sector employers from using polygraphs for pre-employment screening purposes. Understanding the common elements of a selection test will help you craft an effective and relevant selection process for your organization.